And welcome, everybody. This is Aligned Business Insights. It's a limited interview series just with a few special ladies who are ladies who've chosen to prioritize alignment as they grow their businesses to six figures and beyond. And what these interviews are about is to really get their perspectives and their insights into what it means to bring more alignment into your business. Like, what does that even actually mean? What does that look like? How do you do that? So we'll just have a bit of a chat and, get their insights, get some tips, hear about their challenges and so on. And so today I've got with me the amazing Judi Cranston, founder, CEO, and all-round rock star at KindyRock. Hey, Jude, how you going?
I'm going really well. Thanks so much. Thanks for having me as well.
Oh, I'm excited. You're my first. And you are in Auckland, New Zealand, right? Just outside of Auckland for everyone?
Yeah, that's right. I live in a tiny little village called Kawakawa Bay with 300 people just outside of the main city, Auckland.
Yeah, it's a really beautiful spot. Every time I see Judi zoom in from outdoors, she's right on the edge of this magnificent lake that's just across from her house. It's amazing.
Beach.
Oh, it's a beach. Sorry, it's a beach. I always think it's a lake. See, there you go. Lizzie is watching us. Hey, Lizzie. Thanks for saying hello. So, Jude, I'll get you to do your own intro before we get into it.
Sure. So, yeah, I'm Judi Cranston. I'm the founder of KindyRock. So I own and have created a music education company. And music for me is I'm not going to go into all that side, but so I write kids' music and create resources for teachers so they can do more music with kids and tap into the magic of the universe using music as a tool. So I say to people that the educator aspect is different to a music teacher. So I use music as a transformational tool. Yeah, my music's used all around the world. You can find it all through Spotify and YouTube and all that stuff. But it's pretty cool. Music is an energy in itself. So that's what we do at KindyRock. We're here to serve the little people of our world and the teachers and big people who look after them.
Yeah, I love what you do because by supporting the teachers, the kids get a much better experience and they get to benefit from all that music has to offer. Andrea's here live with us as well. Hello, Andrea. She says she loves your work. All right, so we're talking alignment, we're talking business, we're talking about growing an aligned business through the lens of alignment. And it's not always easy, is it, Judi?
No. It's
so
like
let's
that needle in the haystack. It's like that needle in the haystack thing, yeah. Where is it? Where is it again?
Alignment again. Where the hell did it go? So let's start with a definition. To you, what does alignment even mean, like in general, and then when it comes to business?
Well, I feel like alignment to me, I call it my home space. So it's actually residing and standing energetically in the place that feels the closest that I can possibly be to bliss, which is that space where you're really connected to source, where you're here, where things don't bother you. Yeah, and when you feel like you're just magical because nothing's going to phase you, I guess. Yeah.
So when you bring that into your business, where there's obviously a whole lot of stuff going on all the time, deadlines and sometimes things not working very well and, unexpected surprises, what does it feel like when you're working or when you're working both in and on your business and you're in alignment versus not for you?
Well, for me, it gives me the anchor back. So, I'm so totally human. I haven't cracked the being enlightened yet. I'm still working on that.
Yeah.
But what it means is that it doesn't matter how much stuff is flying around. You've still got that anchor to go back to, whether I choose to or not, because I don't always, because, things just get too, whatever, you know what it's like. Things just get too much and you forget that you're this amazing being. So what it is for me is just this anchor to come back to and to remember who I really am. And so in that moment, to remind myself that it doesn't matter what's going on. I'm still Judi Cranston. I'm a spark of God, and that I'm connected to everything that there is. So what else really matters? And that's the thing, The key is what really matters more than knowing that.
Yeah. And so is it a bit of a like keeping things in perspective? Do you think that's one of the big benefits of bringing that into your business?
Yeah, I think so for me, because is that like I kind of have the 3D, 5D thing going quite strongly for me at the moment, and that's taken a while to get there. I've only kind of popped into that in the last few months, really. But this 3D thing of like what I'm doing, my business, and blah blah blah, and how much I'm reaching, and how much money I'm making, and all that. And then the 5D thing for me is just standing securely in this transformational space of I actually am a spark of God, and so the other things are kind of, I guess, let me think, my flower bed of how I present myself in the world. So KindyRock for me is how I present myself in the world. But yeah, so I'm hoping I've still got the thread of what you're trying to say. How does that make a difference for all the things that show up? Yeah, so it just gives me that strong cement back into the truth of who I am. Is that way too waffly?
No, I don't think so at all. But you know what always interests me is like, and one of the things that we've talked about a lot is it's easy to go, I'm in alignment and now I've got to work on my business. And now I'm in alignment and now I've got to work on my business. And it's like bringing the two worlds together and really starting to overlay them. Like that's something you've really focused on. And so I want to know, like, why is that something that's really important enough for you to actually go, I'm going to prioritize this and keep thinking about this and, you know, put this front of mind? Like, what do you think is the importance of it?
The importance of it, because I think that's my truth, you know. I think like it sort of is epitomized in what you can see behind me.
Yeah, trust.
The wrong way. There's
trust and Ted.
And there's the KindyRock. My head's going backwards for me. So it's like, but for a long time it was this. It was that, the Teddy, and then the rest would like fit in, like, oh, I can fit that around. But now it's completely the other way around. It's like, I know for myself, if I want to keep growing and expanding and how I believe that I can, which is this beautiful, magical being, that it has to start with this. This is the foundation. Sorry.
Yeah, the trust, the alignment.
Yeah, it has to start with that. And that has to be the foundation, not the bits that you fit in around the edges. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not about just wedging a bit of alignment in the cracks and hoping it somehow penetrates, right? And you've been on an awesome journey really over the last several years with it. And it's become like a real front of mind thing for you. And we can talk about the journey a bit more in a moment, but can we just talk about like the benefit of it that you've seen for yourself, your business, and also the people you serve by putting your alignment first? What do you think the benefits have been to like you, the business, and then the clients?
Well, for me, I just feel like I've actually found out who I really am, you know, why I'm here, and also that it's a journey. So if why I'm here changes, then I'm okay with that, you know, that whole trust factor. But right here, I'm here sitting as a music educator. I want to crack the global international market. So that's like, so here I am in my own amazingness, I'm going to say. I love that word, amazing. I just think we all are amazing, but that's another piece. So here I am standing in who I'm meant to be. And what that means for me right now in my business is that I am going out as a music educator on the international scale. So I feel like I have claimed that. And once I claimed that, it's taken a little shaky path to sort of get to the point where I really, really can cement that inside myself. And then for like on a personal level, I am going to buy a Mustang and it's being delivered next week. Okay. Can I talk this story about?
Oh yeah, love the Mustang story.
So I've had this dream for having a V8 convertible Mustang. I've been driving a shitty Caldina around for 10 years, and it's old and has done over 300,000 Ks, and I've never had a great car, but I've always had this dream of having an amazing V8 Mustang blue convertible, brand new, that I pay cash for. And I started saving, and then, you know, I guess you get to the end of the story. It's a big, long story. I won't tell you the rest, but on Tuesday I pick it up. And so that's alignment to me in action. Like, I'm not saying alignment to me is all about money, because it's actually not. Like, I'm kind of not that kind of person. But what I've noticed is that my husband and I have developed our wealth aspect, so we've gone from like 7 years ago to having 100,000 in asset, and now we have probably 2 million. So, on a practical basis, we live at the beach in a beautiful house. We're still very humble. My husband wears terrible clothes most of the time, unless I whack him and say, you can't wear that out of the house. We're not really,
flashy. You're not flashy people.
Not flashy, yeah. But we have a beautiful lifestyle, and we love it. And so that's that piece. And then the other piece is this relationship piece. And I feel like I'm still quite a quiet person. I'm still not that phased about having lots and lots of friends or anything either, So some people, they are, so that's cool. But for me, it's actually about seeing the growth in my family and my friends. And I've seen that, I see my daughter just 2 weeks ago come to me and say, Mum, can you please help me manifest a house sale, Or my middle child, was born Daniel and is now Hazel, having the strength to go through. Might even cry here. I'll try not to.
Yeah, me too.
Having the strength to go through a transgender, whatever you call it, and me absolutely not being able to understand it, but being able to, and from the sexual side of it, or even his lifestyle choices, but being able to understand it from I have got a burning desire to be somebody who I'm not. So I'm seeing it in my family and in so many different ways. And even my husband now, who's just, I don't know how to explain it to other people from the other countries, but, wears the stubby shorts and the jandals as much of the year as he can. But he comes up now and he says, there's just this wrong energy about this, So I'm noticing my alignment affects people in my life in so many different ways that you can't imagine how. But yeah. Hope that answered your question.
No, when you were talking, especially when you started talking about Hazel, right? I got this thing where I'm like, it's about, and you said you didn't really understand it, but you're still there. It's like you're standing so strongly in your truth and in knowing who you are that it actually allows other people to grow around you without you needing to energetically lean on them, because sometimes we do that, like especially when people are going through stuff or growing or whatever, or we want them to grow, we kind of, we leak our energy all over them.
Yeah.
Funny visual. So it's like when you get to stand in alignment, you just allow like everything to blossom around you.
Yeah. It sounds like it's all perfect, but it so totally hasn't been. But
I know it's a total mess at times.
But yeah, it is. But it's like
seeing,
like us being able to have a conversation. Hazel and I have been able to have a conversation of how my spiritual journey is a parallel to his transgender journey. And I mean, how cool is that for somebody who is totally not into that, and yet we've been having these really deep connections. In a way, you couldn't write a book about that.
Yeah. It's huge. And then you touched on something that I think I'd like to go back to, because I think it's something that's important, especially for women who are spiritually minded, but they're running a business. And you talked about the money and, how the growth in your net worth and how now it just feels natural and normal. And like, was that a bit of a journey for you as well, with like embracing money and abundance and not going, but I'm meant to be spiritual?
Oh, yes. I mean, I've ticked all of those boxes, and I still feel like I still am. I still get triggered. I still get triggered by my own Mustang, but it's kind of funny because I'm okay with that. So yes, I have been through all that. I've been through not earning anything. I've been through, leaning on other people. I've been through, all of those things. And I still feel, I mean, the money side for me, I reckon that we all have our own like hard things, Achilles heel. And I feel like money has been one for me. But then I look around and go, holy guacamole. wouldn't be what I'd normally say, by the way. I actually do say those words.
You can totally swear on all my social media channels. People are used to it.
Holy shite, look at my life, and it's almost like my energetic being has this huge celebrating, and my 3D human still has the little dregs of, the little Judi Cranston. Yeah. So money's been definitely something I've been working on. Working
on allowing, which is almost like a paradox, right? I'm working on allowing more to flow. Right by me again. Okay, and then the last part of alignment that I wanted to ask, so bringing that energy of alignment into your business and the way you approach your business, the way you show up in your business, what you actually do in your business, what do you think is the impact that has on like the people you serve? How do you think that flows through? What difference have you noticed, or what's your intention?
Well, because practically I'm doing music and jumping around and teaching people how to use music, but energetically there's more to it for me. So I feel like the difference here is that, I'm all about empowering people. That's what I'm about. I'm not about giving people a formula. I'm about sharing stuff, helping them to take their steps so that they can leap off the cliff and know what they're doing, That's what I'm here for. So what I think, what I feel like is that we have deeper connections. I have people crying on music education workshops because they feel like they can do it, and they've been told that they can't for so long. So it's like your work, whatever your work is, your work does more when you're coming from alignment, because you're in that space of power and of knowing who you really are, and that it's not a leak, but that seeps out of us. It seeps into other people. Yeah,
that's beautiful. Okay, so if anyone's watching and they're going, oh, I want what she's having, I want more alignment in my life, in my business, what do you suggest? Like, where do they start even figuring out what that means, how to do it?
Yeah.
Where do you begin?
Yeah, well, I feel like if you really don't know where to begin, then you need to begin with somebody that you feel like you can begin with. And that's what I've done for a long time. Find people that can really help me in the piece where I'm missing. And you do that until you get to the point where you don't need to do that anymore because you got it.
Yeah.
So that's what I suggest. And I've done a lot of this and that and courses and blah, blah, blah. And I feel like, I still love doing courses and stuff, but I feel like this year I've really taken a step into a new space. And so get help, because we don't have to do it all on our own. That's not what life's about,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Getting help. Yeah, it's something I keep telling myself still too. Sometimes we just think we should have it all figured out and be able to do it. And so when it comes to like alignment and figuring out what that even means or feels like, where do you start with that?
It's such a
Sorry,
funny one.
It's a big curly question I'm throwing at you.
I feel like I know the end now, but I didn't before.
Yeah.
Because really the end now for me has been able to sit in that space and, really seriously being able to go, is it this or is it this in the moment? And I can't always do it, but I'm getting a lot better. Is it this or is it this? Yeah. And
but in the beginning, right? Sometimes
in the beginning,
I've got too much.
It isn't. You kind of almost just have to take that big breath and know in yourself, like right deep inside, even if you don't know where that is yet, you have to trust that thing that's wanting to be found, which is your alignment, which is your home space, which is your, being fully connected to source in a way that has a reflection on what you do. Because we're all connected to source, by the way. I'm not saying you have to pass a test. But anyway, so where was I? That was just my little rant.
So connecting to your home space and trusting that it's there.
So, connecting to your home space and trusting that it's there. I've lost my train of thought after that little rant.
So finding alignment.
So
where do you even begin?
So taking that breath, trusting that it's there, and then assuming that you're stepping towards it, taking a step, you know, and if it feels good, then you keep going, and if it doesn't, then you sort of just go a little bit differently. Yeah.
Yeah,
And for
and you
me,
get better as you go.
my steps were always to follow formulas for a long time. And I didn't even get that, you know, oh, that doesn't feel good. Or if I'm in that group that I feel really small, I didn't get that wasn't in alignment. I didn't even get it. Like that's how, I was going to say stupid. That's how unaligned of it. That's how a total misunderstanding of what it was. But now I understand that if I go somewhere and it doesn't feel right, it's either because I need to just go another direction, but often it's because I'm presented with this because it's part of just something that I need to work through. Yeah, I feel like more and more that whatever comes my way now is the right thing for me, whether it feels good or not. Although it's much nicer when it feels good.
I do like it when it feels good, but sometimes what we really need, that we're grateful for in hindsight, didn't feel so great at the time. That's just life.
Right.
Yeah, I loved how you just said that. I sat down over the past week and I kind of wrote like I ended up with 6 commandments, as in the things I really believe in. And one of them is like, there is no formula for you. You know, there is no formula for you. So you've got to figure out what feels right for you and how to know that. And so I think it's important to have a support network around you that helps you figure that out, allows you to fail along the way, because you're going to fail, you're going to screw it up, but then to learn from it, kind of, you know, gather that knowledge and intelligence and learning, and then use it better next time, rather than formulas, because there is no formula for you at all. And it doesn't matter what you do. You know, I get really shitty when I see people with their 10-step formulas to manifesting the whatever, because it's like, it doesn't matter what you do. If you stand on your head gargling, singing, you know, whatever, it's how you feel.
Yeah,
that's all that matters. What you do is really quite irrelevant. So yeah. All right, I have 2 final questions for you, Jude. And by the way, I'm loving this conversation. First of all, along the way till now, because it's not by no means over, right? The journey's really just beginning. What did you find were the things that challenged? Well, like, what were the times or the things that really challenged you where you went, oh, thank God I made it through that? Like, that was hard. That was a challenge that kind of tried to derail you or throw you off.
Yeah, I think the things more recently that have derailed me have been, it's funny, getting grants. Like, I've applied for these grants, last year I got 60 grand from Creative New Zealand to create an app, which is amazing. And it is amazing, and it's a beautiful product, and but it felt like way too hard than it should have. And I think what I found is that I can hide behind projects. This is one of my things. I hide behind a project because it's easier to just do that without thinking about really what I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah.
Without the bigger picture. And
yeah.
That, you know, what does it take to build that international music education company?
Yeah. Which I guess was really because I wasn't really owning. I wanted to own it, but I wasn't ready to own it.
Yeah, I think you said it with hiding behind projects. I think we can all relate to that. It's like, I'm so busy right now. You should see me. Like, I'm working my ass off.
Couldn't possibly do that thing that I really want to do, that I've been wanting to do for so long and totally lights me up. I'll just do this instead.
And you know, you did really well in that you even manifested someone to pay you to procrastinate really on the bigger picture of the business. So well done. Well done.
Thank you.
Cool. And then my last one is any hot tips or guidelines for anyone going, I really want more alignment in my business and my life? What's the wisdoms that you have to share?
Well, it's like anything. If you're searching for something, you have to really be willing to go on the search and the journey, you know. You can't pay lip service to alignment, because it's actually who we are, you know. And I've wanted this. I remember saying this, going to a retreat about 5 years ago, saying, you know, all I want is to be able to follow spirit. And that's 5 years ago. It's taken me 5 years to feel like I haven't cracked it, but I've flipping way closer than I was. Maybe I have cracked it. Maybe I'll just say I've cracked it and I'm practicing it. But it is a journey, and you have to light that candle of desire and keep feeding your flame with, you know, whatever's going to help it to keep being there. Keep feeding your flame with that oxygen, you know, whatever that means for you. And we are all different. You know, I've just done a channeling course with a lady I've never heard of before, and I tend to find things that just come up like this for me now, and I go, oh, that looks interesting, and I go and do it, and it's just the most amazing thing in the world for me right this moment. So that's happened twice to me in the last 2 months. So yeah, light that flame, get to the point where it's a burning desire, and that's all that, you know, that's what I want. That's the thing that I want most in the world. And I'll say this, that some people will find this really hard to understand, but it comes above anybody else in my life. And that's quite a funny thing and a hard thing, even as I say that, because it does. But that's my journey. That might not be yours. So light your candle, keep it going.
I love that. Thank you so much. It's a journey. It's not a destination. You're absolutely awesome, Judi. If people want to find out more about you, they visit KindyRock.com. Yeah,
they do. They can find me with my little yellow ukulele. I actually dressed up quite a lot. I feel a little bit overdressed today, but normally I look like this.
Normally you're wearing that T-shirt.
Normally I'm wearing the T-shirt, so you can go to KindyRock.
KindyRock.com. Cool.
Currently
I've just popped that in the comments. So,
and if you want to rock your music program with me, then I run online training for music educators to really crack what they do in the world and create fun and engaging music lessons that are easy. Easy.
So go check it out. Judi has amazing stuff. She even has some really cool resources for parents, even if you're not a music educator. So go check her out. Stalk her on Spotify. She's racking up the listeners, and and one day we'll be going, I know that lady, that internationally acclaimed, famous lady. Look at all the people she's hanging out with now. Beautiful. Thank you, Judi. Thanks, an honor Marianne. To have you here. You are the epitome of what it means to be a business owner dedicated to alignment. You inspire me daily. I love you dearly. Have a beautiful day, beautiful woman.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining us.